Hey guys, what's up? JOZ back here again, and today let's review the 2016 season by ending it by giving out all the rewards throughout the year, including the MVP, Rookie Year, Offensive MVP, and much more. So let's get to it.
Skol Vikings, let's win this game. Skol Vikings, honor your name.
Alrighty guys, so starting off, we have a few interesting rewards. We have the best game of the year, and that is, I think, easily week 2 versus the Packers. Now, I don't think it's ever a good sign when their best game of the year is that early in the year, but that's a home opener for the US Bank Stadium. A very close game. Came to the end and ended on a Trey Wayne's interception. So all in all, a great game. And now to worst game of the year. Unfortunately, we had a few options for this one, but number 1, I think, goes down to the Bears Week 8 game. No, that was probably going down as the most pathetic game of the year. It really started the big downslide for the whole Viking season. Their defense played fairly well and giving up 20 points, but our offense couldn't do anything, only getting us 10 points on the board. And it was just sad to watch how pathetic that game was. But now, let's get into the least appreciated player on the whole team. There's a few players who could deserve this. If you go offensively, Joe Berger, I think, deserves a lot of credit. But overall, the number 1 least appreciated player in the whole team has to go to the Goon, Linval Joseph. He was an absolute monster down the middle. He set up plays for the player who I gave the Defensive Player of the Year to. And he was always a threat. His pass rush was always solid. He was creating havoc. He was making plays on the run, tackling people, taking care of double teams, and letting our linebackers clean up if he doesn't make the play. So now, we go to the biggest disappointment all year long. And again, this one has a few options here. You could go with Blair Walsh not being able to rebound. You could go Adrian Peterson for not being healthy, or Sharif Floyd. But for number 1, I put Laquan Treadwell, our number 1 overall pick last year, and our number 1 selection. He was supposed to be our big body receiver that would really open up our playbook, able to give us a guy that could win one-on-one coverages consistently and be our guy to get a lot of touchdowns. And that was a big thing we're missing again this year. We have Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs, who are good for stretching the field and can do their thing, but they aren't the best red zone targets, and that's what we really wanted Laquan Treadwell for. It's the whole reason we drafted him. So the fact that he only has 1 catch on the year for 15 yards, that's just a big disappointment if you're a Vikings fan. Alrighty, so now we're into the biggest rewards of the whole game show. Let's start out offensive player of the year. This could go a few different ways here. It's, of course, Adam Thielen. Yes, leading the team in receiving yards all year long. Talk about a guy that came out of nowhere. I think whenever you saw him on the field the last couple of years, he always made plays, and I think Viking fans always pulled for him to be on the field more. But I think all we could really seen was like a number 3 type receiver, and that's what he was for most of the year. But then as the year went on, when Stephon Diggs got hurt and he had to take on a bigger role, he did just that, and it did just fine. He almost had 1,000 yards in the year, had a very good part of our offense, and kept our offense alive through the second half of the year when Diggs was hurt. Adrian was hurt for all year pretty much, and Thielen was our only consistent player. I mean, Diggs was really good early in the year, but he fell off towards the end when his injuries started piling up. So I have to give it to Adam Thielen. So now, on the other side of the ball, Defensive Player of the Year, probably the hardest one to do on this whole list. Again, Linval Joseph is very deserving of this. I didn't give it to him. Harrison Smith was another really good year. Xavier Rhodes was phenomenal. He would be my runner-up for this position. But for Defensive Player of the Year, the leading tackler on the Vikings for the 2nd straight year, Eric Kendricks, playing middle linebacker. It's a great 1-2 combo down the middle of the field with Linval Joseph taking on the double teams, then Eric Kendricks knifing in there and making a play. You see that all the time. You see Eric Kendricks everywhere on the field, consistently leading their team in tackles week in and week out. Eric Hendricks is so fun to watch, plays with so much energy, and I wish he could give some of that to Anthony Barr, who another guy that could have been another big disappointment on the team. But Eric Hendricks definitely deserving that reward. A round of applause. Alright, so now, least valuable player all year long. Who is the worst? Believe it or not, it's not Blair Walsh because he got cut. The guy that was the least valuable on the whole team was TJ Clemmings. Oh my goodness gracious. If there's ever a guy that could get replaced as soon as possible, it would be Clemmings. And he could say the same thing about Walsh. You could really split this reward if you really wanted to. But when they replaced Walsh, Kai Forbath, who was pretty much a nobody, really, honestly, no one knew about him beforehand, came in and is perfect for field goals. If Walsh would have been half, or if he would have been 9% from give me's along the year, that's PATs and like 30 yards plus, I think we would have won a few more games. We might have even made the playoffs, but I give it to Clemmings because we couldn't do anything all year long. Our offensive line was awful. The worst. Pro Football Focus had us towards the end, like top 5 worst. The only reason we got saved from being the worst because Joe Berger was so good, but everybody else was average to awful, like TJ Clemmings, who was one of the worst tackles in the history of the game, and having a Jaguars practice squad guy going in for him once he finally got injured, thank God. We found a vast improvement there, and anyone we get is an improvement over TJ Clemmings, so it'll be a very easy improvement for our line for next year. So now, the biggest reward of the whole season. Done. MVP. Sam Bradford. Yes! Sam Bradford. The season percentage. He got the record for the greatest completion percentage in the history of the game, breaking Drew Brees' record, and you can give him all the crap you want. All the checkdowns he did, he had to do because guys like TJ Clemmings, he had blocking for him. He may not be able to get a ton of touchdowns, but again, we didn't have our big body receiver, no Laquan Treadwell, who was out there making plays. So he had to make the best of what he could, and he did a very good job of doing that. Now, I'm still a little bit of a skeptic of who will be our starting quarterback next year. I think if Teddy Bridgewater is healthy, I think it's really a flip of a coin. You have Sam Bradford, who's got a better arm talent right now, probably a little bit smarter with the ball, but Teddy's got his athleticism, and you've seen Teddy close out games a little bit better than Bradford. You've seen the clutch factor for Teddy, so it's really up in the air. Teddy's got a few more years, so he has a higher ceiling. I think everybody can agree on that one. But this year, 2016, Sam Bradford showed why he was worth a first overall pick. It's going to suck not having our first round pick. I keep saying overall. But he showed why he was worth that. And it's going to suck not having that in the upcoming draft. But instead we have Sam Bradford. And I think that's a good pick. Either we have our quarterback coming for next year, or we would have had a Mark Sanchez or someone of that quality, which would be just, hopefully Teddy's back for next year because we just won 4 or 5 games, and that's would have happened if we had a worse quarterback, and Sam Bradford did play very well all year long. So there we have it. There's our season rewards. MVP Sam Bradford, least valuable player TJ Clemmings, offensive player of the year Adam Thielen, defensive player of the year Eric Kendricks, least appreciated player Linval Joseph, biggest disappointment Laquan Treadwell. Best game of the year is week 2 versus the Packers, and week 8 versus the Bears is the worst game of the year. So I want you guys to tell me down below what rewards do you agree on? Do you disagree? Did I miss anybody that should have gotten a reward? I know I didn't give Xavier Rhodes a reward. Which is really tough when he was just named the #1 cornerback according to the different analytics. But whatever. You would be runner-up for defensive player of the year, then Linval Joseph right behind him. But anyways, that will end this video, and we'll see you guys in the next JOZ Vikings video. See ya. Hi guys, it's JoZ, but here in the flesh. And if you like that video, please remember to like and subscribe if you want more videos just like that. I do lots of Vikings videos all the time. In the off season, it's going to be a little bit more dry because there's a lot less to cover. But I'll cover the news when I can, and I'll have videos just like that. It'll be nice, fun, and remember. Show me what you guys think down below, and really want to see your feedback. So that's it, and we'll see you guys next time. But I don't like it, God damn it, you made it this far.